All right, hello everyone. So what we're gonna make tonight is some vegetable pitas. Introductions would be good. I'm Dr. Sarah Haig from Rosalind Franklin University.
And I'm Dr. Jeffrey Damaschke from Rosalind Franklin University.
And so we're gonna make veggie pitas tonight with homemade tzatziki sauce. To get the cucumber ready for the tzatziki is just a cheese grater and just go on like this. But I think we have enough cucumber in there. But cucumber is kind of watery, so I'm going to dump out the extra water while Dr. D talks about the veggies.
So for the veggies that we have, we're going to use a half of a yellow onion. You could use yellow or white onion. We're going to use red and green and orange peppers. So basically I sliced them. I used a third of green pepper, a third of a red pepper, and a third of a orange pepper. And then we're going to be using baby portobellos here. And we're going to be using broccoli. And then we're going to also be using cauliflower. So I just have, a bunch, of broccoli. And then about a third of a head of cauliflower here. So we've washed all the vegetables. They've already been washed. I have the peppers already sliced, and then what I'm going to do is with the mushrooms, I'm going to slice them. Sometimes some people will cut off the end here, but the end seems pretty, again, I've washed these and the end seems pretty soft, so I'm just going to use the whole mushroom here. I'm not going to waste any.
All right, now I'm going to chop up some garlic.
Because I love mushrooms.
And I love garlic, but I'm going to tone it down for tonight. And just put in 2 cloves of garlic. And one of the tricks I learned is peeling garlic can be kind of tricky. So one thing I learned is that if you take the edge of a knife or even like a spoon and just smush it, it's really easy to get that skin off. And since we're going to be eating it in the tzatziki and it's not going to be cooked, I try to cut it up pretty small so that nobody gets one big hunk of garlic in their mouth.
I also like to eat the leftover cucumber. This should be enough to serve 2 people. Again, if you have more people, you just add more vegetables.
Yeah, we pick the vegetables that we really love and that are, for the most part, in season right now.
So I have the cauliflower here, so I'm just going to take kind of this middle stem part out here. Again, I am not an expert chef, so if you have great knife skills, better than me, more power to you.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to make these more into kind of like break them into kind of a little bit of bite size sorts of pieces here and just put them in with all the vegetables.
You can also use like a garlic press. We just don't happen to have one. So if you have one of those, certainly feel free to do it the easier way. So then getting garlic all over the counter, I'm getting some into the bowl. Okay, so one of the things I love about tzatziki is it's pretty classic. So if you're like, I do not want to make this, you can definitely get it at pretty much any store. But also it's not that hard to make, as you'll see.
And it's so good when it's fresh, and you can even use it as a dip with some crackers if you have some left over, or some baked pita chips, which is really good.
We have some non-fat Greek yogurt, but you can use whatever fat Greek yogurt you want. And then you just add it to.
Yeah, I picked the yogurt. I might have.
He got the super healthy kind. I don't know what he's trying to tell me.
I think it just tastes good.
Then you mix it up. And so sometimes with that garlic, if you make it like the day before, there's more time for all the flavors to get together. I realize I'm stirring that, but that's what it's looking like. Our lighting department is also out of town.
Okay, the broccoli, I'm just taking off the big stem here. I'm gonna wait for further instructions.
Okay, so I love the stem of broccoli.
I got you.
And a lot of times people just cut it off and throw it away. But even this bigger piece, this might shock Dr. D. What we're gonna do is just cut it into like little broccoli chips and put some in. Final touch for the tzatziki is a little bit of white or black pepper, a little bit in there. Just a tiny bit of salt, so like just a little bit. You see, like one recipe I saw it says use white vinegar. I like to just use lemon juice. I'm just going to squeeze it in, but try not to get in any seeds. So I'll get the seeds out, sorry. One more. Okay, and then we're gonna mix that up. And then I'm gonna toss it in the fridge while we finish making everything else.
Okay, so the last thing that we have to chop is the onion.
So again, you can put in as much onion as you like, or no onion if you don't like. So I like to cut it in half from like pole to pole. So we have like the top part where the greens come out and the bottom part where the root is. I'm actually just gonna slice this way, making them nice and thin. And then what you get is you get kind of like a little rainbow. And then when we cook them, they'll be little pieces.
So you can see, so we have all our veggies kind of already prepped in there. I'm gonna watch my fingers. Whoops.
That would definitely ruin dinner.
And it is, so we do a lot of cooking together, which is really, we kind of enjoy it. So it's good to get the family together, or with your partner or your roommate. All right, so we'll see you over by the stove.
Okay, so now comes the time to cook the veggies. What I love about veggies, well, if you undercook them, then they're just raw veggies, and so that's fine. So I'm gonna put in a little bit of olive oil.
Our oven takes a little bit of time to heat up sometimes.
We'll get that going. And then do you want to talk about the bread?
So we actually have some naan bread that we're going to use. And since it's warm out, you can put it in the oven or you can grill it. So we're just gonna heat it up in the pan here when we get ready to eat it. A little over medium. Okay.
So excellent. So while that's coming along, it's coming. I just put them all in together. You don't need to worry about undercooking them.
So you can see our rainbow of colors there.
And then as far as seasoning goes, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I usually just use some oregano and pepper, salt, and then because we only had one lemon that we were using, also some lemon juice to just put on towards the end of cooking. So that's getting warmer. And that's basically it for the dinner. Is like it'll just cook in this pan, warm up the bread however you'd like, and then kind of make it into a pita sandwich with tzatziki if you want.
Yeah, and we got some cherry tomatoes.
So again, I can't stress enough, if there's a vegetable in here that you don't like, you do not have to put it in there. If there's one vegetable you love, that'll do. Okay, so you can hopefully hear it sizzling a little bit. So the olive oil isn't just, isn't just for the cooking, though it is. It also does add to the flavor. I don't know, where you didn't want the olive oil flavor, we'd use something like vegetable oil. I love oregano, and I think it makes it taste really good. So I'm just sprinkling some on there. But again, only put on as much as you think you want, and you can always add more later. That smells so good. Dr. D really loves peppers.
We like peppers.
We usually don't use much in the way of salt, but usually just like a twist or two will be enough to add just a little bit of that saltiness that we all love. Okay, so that'll take just another couple of minutes. So again, we're technically not using pita, we're using naan. But again, any sort of like flatbread would be delightful. Is there anything else you put in here? Oh, I know what you were talking about earlier.
Maybe some spinach.
Spinach or jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
We like
if you like
spicy
to spice
food.
it up.
Okay, and then as it's cooking, I got this great bottle of lemon juice. Yep. So again, just kind of a sprinkle, and it'll cook off. So it's not going to make your food taste too lemony, but it's kind of like when they give you a lemon on the side of something to like put over your fish or Usually it's seafood where they have that.
Smells great. All right, so we will, do you want to take a little break and then we'll put one together and show everybody?
We've warmed up the bread so it's nice and soft and pliable. I'm gonna just put a little bit of the tzatziki down on the bottom. And then, can you kind of, yeah. Those are our veggies. Again, the broccoli and the cauliflower are a little bit crunchy, but that's how we like it. If you like it a little more done, feel free to cook it a little longer. So we get it like that. And then we're gonna put on, well, those are kind of big hunks, but a little bit of feta cheese. And there we go. So our veggie pita with homemade tzatziki sauce.
Awesome.
Enjoy.